Morning all, welcome to another Chess 24 Banter Blitz. It's approaching 11:30, so I'm just going to show you first the premium 15% off voucher code when my preview allows it. Okay, so this 15% voucher code Kingscrusher, if you use that, you just come 15 to 20 minutes or even earlier if it's the more famous the player. Obviously Magnus Carlsen, you might need to come an hour earlier, send off a challenge. It goes into our challenge list, it's stored, and we can work through those challenges. So the key is to come a bit earlier than the official stream. In my case, 20 to 30 minutes earlier is ideal. So send off your challenge, it goes on our list, and I'm going to go through the challenges now on the next screen. So let's switch mode now, let's check out the challenges today. Electricity, something we all need. Okay, I'll start with C4 today, I think. Hello, Gabriel Adland. Okay. So Gabriel's actually close to my surname, Gabriel. Angel Gabriel. The Angel Gabriel was a kind of messenger, apparently. Very interesting to check out on Wiki. So my first name Trifon is also an angel of some sort, so there's an Angel's Day for that in the Greek Cypriot religion. St. Trifon's Day, but yeah, there's also St. Gabriel. So yeah, a lot of Greek names are, I think, chosen after saints. So let's see, knight Gf3. So knight e5. Let's see, knight e5. Is that interesting, or preserve this knight? I'm wondering to preserve this knight for a moment, because losing this knight, I lose control over e4. This looks a bit awkward, but I'm wondering if it's justified. I don't know. If I can kick this bishop and go back to c3, I'm thinking there's something to that. Because black wants to increase control of e4. If I put this bishop b2, knight c5, I'm wondering if the knight on c6, the potential for c5 is a bit less. So bishop b2, okay, I don't want to drop the pawn either. Can I do this? Bishop b2 and knight c5. Okay, I think I want to go there. I mean, bishop f4, bishop g5 probably could do with consideration. I guess h6 on bishop g5. So I'm hoping, okay, so rook c1, knight c5 could be fairly okay to open up the bishop. And on rook c1, I think, threats like knight takes b7 and knight takes a6 emerge for c6 being vulnerable. Here, knight takes f2 needs to be factored in. I think it's safe enough, famous last words, to play rook c1, knight f2, queen e3. I'm hoping that's safe enough. I mean, an extension of forcing moves, to look at forcing moves here. Bishop h3, bishop g4, I don't think so. That's something to watch out for in general, the soft spot. Okay, so I've got my threats now of knight takes b7. That sort of justified the knight a4 business a little bit. But knight takes f2 needs to be factored in at all times. Okay, can I open up this bishop and use the d4 square? Knight d4 let's see, knight f2 after that, queen e3. I think the knight's still stable enough on d4 for knight takes f2. So knight d4, knight f2, king takes check, king f1. Right, I think I can do this. Now, there is actually also queen f6 looks at f2. E3 might cover up the E3 square. I mean, it weakens light squares a bit. I wonder if that's justifiable, E3. Alright, that holds E3 and F2 here, anyway. So, E3, I wonder then, E3, E3, it weakens light squares, but on the other hand, say bishop E4, I think there's F3. There's another thing to consider. I think C6 might be useful. If I played C6, right, so knight takes F2 again, needs to be checked. I think it's safe enough with the bishop on D4. I think C6, I have a good feeling about C6 because it kind of disconnects black's pawns, even if B6, I think the pawns are kind of disconnected a little bit. So say B6, I mean, maybe I can target A6, queen E2 doesn't really do anything, I guess. Rook A8 for a bit. B6. Time could be a factor here. Alright, thanks for the game, HTC. Yeah, solid position, solid enough. Commutator. Oh, what happened with that challenge? Do I need to reload? Whoops. Oh, crikey, I did a refresh. Crikey. Okay, I think I ran into trouble a few weeks back with casting queenside or something. Right, I'll play this as though G4 might be something later. I'm tempted to play D5 in the circumstance. Or G3. This rings a bell. Wasn't this the same opening as Kasparov's Immortal Game or something nearly? Kasparov against Topalov. Appears. Black ended up casting queenside. Kasparov had some options with his bishop, I think, on this diagonal. But no, I think I'm vaguely just remembering something about that game. I think it was a double fianchetto anyway of the bishops. And black casting queenside later. Okay. I'm holding the knight. I'm thinking this tempo gain on the knight. I guess I'm ruling out castling queenside quite rapidly now. So say bishop G2 and castle kingside. I'm wondering later if I can play for c3 and try and put pressure down that c-file. Because this pawn chain is vulnerable, I think, to c3. So I'll go for this plan, c3. But maybe with a rook on c1 to make that more effectual. Okay, still, I think the idea of going for c3 with a rook behind it first should be a good game on the c-file against the backwards c7 pawn. I would hope. So c3, I would hope is a decent move coming up. c3. So is black castling kingside? Yeah, I think c3 now. So I've got a nice little target. Ah, I can take this pawn, surely. So hitting that bishop, which is not moved. I seem to recall not taking a bishop in another game recently against the same player. I didn't take this bishop and got in big trouble. I don't know if it was the same player, but on this occasion, I'm going to take the bishop because it's looking at c7 as well. Okay, thanks for the game, commentator. Cobra. I think I'll go e4 here rather than g3 because I think e5 is an interesting threat in this particular configuration, or it does lead to a lot of theory. Right, this position is a bit squishy, I think, with black playing d6. If I just go for f4 and knight f3 with the idea of bishop d3 and e5. So I'm thinking it's a nice space thing here. If black castles knight f3, bishop d3 and e5. Alright, that seems a very cautious move. So again, castles, bishop d3 and e5. I think e5 anyway. I guess a concern is knight b4. I can extinguish that maybe with this, but again, c5. Well, maybe knight b5 there. So I think a3 just to restrict possibilities. So c5, knight b5. If black castles h4 for bishop h7, seems like a legitimate try in the circumstances. So c5, knight b5. Now here b4 is also interesting. I think I'm just going to do this. This does mean the rook's on that f-file. Knight g5 looks dangerous here for f7. Taking, black cannot castle queenside. This seems dangerous with the dark square bishop. Queen h5 seems dangerous. Hitting f7. g6, there's bishop takes g6. So I'm pinning this pawn. Knight f8. Maybe knight e4 for knight d6. Doesn't look too healthy for black. Again, knight e4 for d6 doesn't look too great for black. On the other hand, hg. Okay, so knight d6, king d8. Anything better? What about bishop h4? Maybe bishop h4 in circumstance. Just to stop black casting. g5 is at a cost of weakening h6. Is g5, bishop takes g5 possible? Bishop g6. I think g5. Okay, it's interesting to check out some stuff here, like bishop g6. I think the king's going to d8 all the time, so probably just bishop g3 and queen takes h6. So again, c5, knight b5, queen c6, the knight takes a7 check there, forking queen and king. Now here, I think rook c1 for d5. Okay, d4 is going to drop. How about d5 instead to try and open up the c file? d5 looks tempting. cd, bishop d5, knight d5, rook d5, rook c1. It looks fairly dangerous to play d5. I could consider some other stuff. I mean, I don't like dropping d4 in principle. It doesn't look too clever. d5 looks to have a lot going for it. I'll play d5. Just to try and open this c file. Getting the light square bishop might also be good. So cd, bishop d5, knight d5, rook d5. There is d6 here. d6 might be an interesting move. I think it's pretty safe to play d6. And let's put this bishop back in preparation for b4. I'm going to take this pawn, I think. And hit f7. So kick this knight back. I think get ready to take off this light square bishop. b5 here seems very attractive. That knight hasn't got too many squares. Queen takes seems okay. I think I can just take that knight. Try and control the d file. Rook d6 looks good. Rook d6. Alright, thanks for the game, Cobra. Okay, so Goggin Pool. Did that? Oh, do I need to refresh? Okay, so a Botvinnik system. I think g4 for knight g3 might be interesting before castling. Just try and restrict f5 from black. In this particular case. So imagine c6, g4. Okay, so g4 and knight g3. Just trying to restrict f5. Maybe it's worth restricting b5 as well. So knight g3 with the idea g5 without knight h5 because there's knight takes. I wanted knight e8, h4, f6, h5, fg, hg, hg. Okay, I'll be dropping g4 for a moment. I can just kick this knight back for a moment. Let's go back to this. h4 might be worth, but g5 and h5. So knight b8, g5. If bishop g4, f3. Here f3 I think wins a piece. There's also knight d5 to think about. Knight d5, queen c6, there's knight e7 check. Is knight d5 an improvement over f3? It possibly, maybe. So f3 coming up. Queen d7, f3. Actually, queen d7 is knight b6. In any case, queen d8. Okay, f3. f5, fg, fg. Bishop e3. I'll just take that. I think I want the e4 square. Knight e4 would seem cozy enough. h5 is also, I think h5 is also interesting, but my king's in the center. Maybe queen e2, bishop e3. See if I can have the rooks connected. Mind you, a5 is also loose. I think bishop e3 and h5 maybe on f5. Okay. Okay, I'll take here then. g5. Maybe h5 again or knight e4. On the other hand, there's also bishop h3 to e6. I think this is now useful. Bishop e6 for h5. So check and then h5. So hg and rook takes h7 is an idea. Hg. So rook takes h7, mate is threatened. So I guess queen takes g5 might be an issue at some point. For the moment, I think I can just take on h6. There's queen g5. Does that do anything? It does hit the knight. hg, king takes, rook h7. Well, okay. Maybe I'll just take this and then knight e4. So I'm taking here. g7. That does mean g8 wins the queen. Or that seems good. G8. Knight takes looks good. Threatening knight f7. Thanks for the game, Goggin. Okay, let's go on to the next challenge. Chess, I think we had a tough game last time, didn't we? Chess 3005. So a tango. It reminds me of a Budapest at the moment. It seems a trap is possible. Bishop e2. I can play bishop b4. If castles, bishop takes, and then bishop g4 wins a piece. Is this worth actually playing for, bishop b4? Or is it too cheap? If it doesn't compromise the position, it might be worth playing for. With this strange configuration, I'm going to give it a punt. So basically, if white castles, bishop takes and bishop g4, little trick. Okay, that's stopped. Okay. c6 with d5. Is this an idea? c6 with d5. Okay, my dark square bishop's going off the board now. Maybe that's bad news. Knight takes, a takes. Needs to be some a file pressure. Knight e4. Would the bishop go to c3? f5. Okay, so bishop d7 to c6? Or is it always b5? If I played f5 here, is that terrible? I'm weakening this diagonal. I had this game during the week against an IM in 2 rapid games. I managed to beat him in the second game, but I blundered a piece in the first game on this diagonal. Touching the f-pawn opens up the tactics like queen d5 check. He undermined my light squares and then got this queen d5 when my knight was on d2, quite painful. But yeah, when you move the f-pawn, it's the diagonal of death. Okay, if I move my king just away from the diagonal for a moment. There is bishop a4 for whatever that's worth. Or c5, maybe c5. I suppose f3 is coming with f5 loose, so maybe rook f8. If f3, maybe knight g5. Oh. Okay, I'm on e3 at the moment. I don't want to play g6. This diagonal could be weak later. What about if I just give h7 for the knight? Okay. Alright, I like to try and seal the position a bit here. especially if I got in knight f7 to e5, a nice blockade scenario. Will it be allowed? No, I'll try for it. C5 would hem in that bishop. I might be losing a pawn when it's check. Okay, I'll try this. I can play the check there. I think there's a rook left potential. Do I want g5, h5, g4 though? Maybe I do. Okay, I'm going to create it on this side with the pawns. Just in case I need the pawns. Oh, rook d5. It would have been nice maybe to have had bishop e6. Okay. Swap off a pair of rooks. Is g4. Okay. I'm hoping this g4 is good. Clearly. Pressing mate. Rook d2, f2. Alright, this is on h6. There's f2 and queen g2 here for f1. So f1. Rook f3, queen h3. Let's calculate. I think it's worth a punt. Check, check. Right, there is queen g3. Okay. There's rook g3. I don't want the king to really escape. If I played this for a moment, would that be terrible? Because the queen's blocked h6. I just don't want the king to come into my position over here, particularly without any idea of checkmating. So I'm wondering if this, for a moment, reserves queen a useful check. Right. No, I don't know. It's not clear. Yeah, I'm bailing out. Yeah, I didn't find a clear thing there. Probably there is. There has to be. Rook f7's given us an okay move here. Oh, rook g7 check. Okay. I think... Alright. Okay. I missed that. It's rook e7 all. Alright. Well played. Dramatic. Yeah, I'm a bit worried about knight e5 there. Maybe this is not right. I'll stop bishop g5. Maybe my own bishop g4 takes f3 for knight d4 is interesting. Maybe I don't... Do I need to be in a rush? Maybe it's useful in this structure for d4. Okay, so I'll take and knight d4. I think now there's a dark square campaign possible with h4 idea. Just to try and get pawns. I'll stop the idea of bishop f6 and knight d5 for a moment. Okay. Knight g4 looks tempting with idea of f6 here. So knight g4 and f6. Let's say bishop h3. Let's have a quick look at knight g4 there. Takes queen g4. f6. Bishop moves somewhere. Okay. I think casting queenside might be good here, and then take it from there. Anytime I play f5, it's opening up that bishop. If I double, doesn't really, okay, it doesn't really do much. Unless here I weaken g3, then I double, rook f3, and then what? So I might as well double first with idea knight e2 and rook g3. D5 doesn't, I guess, do anything. Just opens up my king. If my king was on b8, d5, would it do anything? I'm just wondering about this. Okay, this diagonal here. So rook f3, well, a1 and g3 are hit. I think there's also EF and bishop E5. So here bishop E5 looks tasty anyway. Just for weakening the king instead of going for the exchange. I could weaken that king. In fact, D5 now is much more relevant for opening up the queen. So D5, bishop G3, and bishop H2 after. So say rook F3, D5, ED, bishop G3. Well, that looks like a lot of fun to hit G3 now with everything. On king G1, check, and then rook takes G2. So let's say CD, bishop G3, king H1, bishop H2. If the bishop moves, there's rook G1, check. Alright, this is just collapsing, isn't it? Right, if I don't, I hope not to get disconnected, so I'll play that pre-move. Okay, thanks, Spencer. Sprawl fan. Oh, I have to reload for some reason today. Click reload. I think H3 here, just to stop bishop G4. Now D4, I think bishop takes C4 is possible. B3, D5, maybe D3, D5. B3 might be more flexible. D5, CD, CD, D4 in one go. Rather than playing D3 and having to have D5. D4 here, if F5, D5 kind of wins a piece. It seems. So F5, D5, ED. Alright, it doesn't win a piece. There's bishop F7. I think I'll play it anyway. Maybe on bishop F7, F4. That will kind of contain black's activity. Although there is this diagonal. Let's imagine EF, knight F4, bishop F6. Okay, for the moment I'll castle. Bishop B2. Okay, I'll have the bishop on this diagonal. Protect the bishop. Maybe looking at G4 as a possibility. G4, G6. There is knight G3 there. G6, knight G3. Where is black's pawn chain going? Here. What's the story on the pawn chain? Bishop H4. Right, E4 is very vulnerable. Knight C, E4 looks very strong. Bishop B2, Queen B2 looks very strong on that diagonal. Bishop B2, Queen B2. There is Queen H4. How about G5 there? Or G5 here? There is the possibility of either knight G3 or Queen C3. Queen C3 here is probably worth considering instead of the auto recapture. Knight E5 is possible. FE, bishop E5. I mean, there's also... What about Queen C3, Knight E5, just Knight takes G3 there? Does it make any difference to play Queen C3 or after Knight takes G3? Make any difference at all? It does leave a pinned piece. Queen C3, Knight E5, Knight takes G3. Leaves a pinned piece. Okay, there's a check on F2 or H2. I don't think that makes a difference. Okay, let's imagine FE rook e5. There's always queen g5. Do I need to make this better? FE queen g5. There's e6. So maybe that's not a problem. Oh, my g3 knight. Okay, there's always knight e4 and then e6. F takes e. Queen takes g5. Knight e4. It looks sufficient. Knight e4 looks sufficient here, protecting g5. So knight f6. Knight f6. And rook f4. For rook h4. Knight f6, rook f4. There's no real queen invasion after rook f4. So I'm threatening potentially rook h4. Or maybe just king f2 here for rook h1. Then there's also bishop h3. Yeah, is that g takes here? So bishop h3 takes that diagonal. h7 could be a dangerous pawn. Knight d7, rook d7. Okay. My queen, where does my queen want to be? What about, okay. Maybe just knight g4. And there's always a possibility of maybe a check on h4 later. I'll do this, I think. Maybe the knight coming back to d5 or something. It's a bit vague. It is a bit vague. Okay. Taking this guy out. Oh, okay. My knights are vulnerable. Is there queen e5 coming up? Queen e5 looks pretty dangerous. There's rook g7 after h8, queening. No, there isn't h8. Alright, if I take for the moment, and then king e2, I think I've still got queen e5 in the background here. Queen e5. I think this cashes out. b4 takes check. It's a piece up after. Well, there's also simply knight takes d6 here. In fact, b4 knight takes d6. Oh no, knight f7, bishop c3. Right, knight takes d6 here. Is there a check? I think this wins quite nicely. Check. Rook g7. No, it doesn't. I think knight d6 is probably the simplest. There's no immediate check there. Knight d6 looks very simple and strong. Just undermining e5. Last words. Famous last words. Okay. Okay, the knight is pinned. At least. So I'm going to take that knight before I get checkmated here. Yeah, knowing knight f3 was scary. Okay, it started to get scary there. Well played. Yeah. Harry-gary. I think I need to reload for some reason. I've accepted, but I need to reload after. Okay, I have moved, right? Is he around? Oh, okay. 1 elephant, 2 elephants, 3 elephants, 4 elephants, 5 elephants, 6 elephants. Okay, we've got a game. Let's go with this bot for system. Let's start off with. Alright, if I castle a bit too quickly, this h4 looks dangerous. Maybe I could castle queenside here on this special occasion. Queenside. So is d4 any good here, trying to get into the light squares? ed knight d4, hitting light squares. Like f5. So queen d2 and castles queenside. There is the possibility of knight b5. I don't think it does anything here. Not necessarily. Probably needs to be checked here. cb, knight b5. It's 1, 2 pawns. There's e5 as well to think about. f4 for e5 might be a safer idea to destabilize black's position. Knight b3 here, ab, ab. There's always knight b1. Okay, f4 I think. Trying to play for... okay, what's this? Wow. So there's an h3 possibility for bishop f3 sometimes. Rook e1. What about just bishop f3 here? If I play just bishop f3. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to look at this knight b5 again. Say bishop d7. Okay, not now. e5 would seem destabilizing for the c5 knight. Takes knight e4. Bishop e7. Okay, I can't see anything particularly there. Knight takes e5 would seem okay. There is potentially queen f2. Bishop c5 and queen d7 check. Takes. F6. Takes queen d7, knight d7, bishop e3, knight d7, on say rook d8. Okay. Queen f2 here, there's no knight d3 just yet. Queen f2 seems possible, b6, maybe queen f3, looking at c6. Right, so queen f3 here. Unless there's anything better. I think queen f3 looks sensible. I'm on h3 as well. The c5 knight is loose. I could have considered some queen sack, but I think queen f3 looks sensible. Okay, queen f3. So rook takes here, holding d3. Can I take on h3 if nothing else? No, bishop e7. About rook h1 here, or rook h1 here. Trying to eliminate this pawn. Queen g3. a3, b3, knight b3, ab, a2. I'm just taking that. a3, b3, knight takes, a takes, a2. Alright, can I not just take the pawn here? What's this? Check. Bishop f8. Alright, I'll take that. Queen d2 after. Unless queen e2 is stronger, it protects c4. Queen e2 seems better than queen d2. So, might make a difference. I'm going to take the a4 pawn greedily. Can I do that? Because that could be a danger for a3. This does mean bishop c5 is now possible. I'll put this knight back. So queen, okay, what about d3, just protecting c4, getting out this kind of pin. King c2 would seem just to keep the pieces protecting each other. Like cozy feeling, pieces protecting each other. Knight e4. Okay, c takes here. What's wrong with c takes? Alright, so if I play knight takes b5, This is anything stronger. A3. What about this A3? Not to lose the A2 pawn. I think knight takes B5 might be good coming up. Or queen takes here. Yeah. Check holds the bishop. Alright, thanks for the game. Yeah, it seems a bit, I don't know, a bit double-edged, that sacrifice made. Okay. Shummel. Okay. Scrummel. D6 for a King's Indian transposition. Well, I've had this line during the week against this IM actually. It was in the first game, the bishop f5. I had a good position there. He let me double pawns. I had a really nice position and I blew it when they try to weaken this diagonal fatally. So yeah, I played this bishop f. No, actually, this is not right. This bishop f5 with c6 line. I'm confusing lines. Forget it. Forget it. There's a bishop f5 and c6 line, which is interesting. Okay, so here anyway. This is okay. Queen d7. Is this dodgy? This configuration, now that I've mixed up configurations, I'm hoping this is possible. So bishop h3 may be sensible, maybe, don't know. Knight g4. E5, is E5 really, hang on, there's knight G5 here. Knight G5 is here. Just have a look at this. Knight G5, knight takes F2, king takes, knight G4 check, king G1. Doesn't appear to do anything. So I've got to safeguard this bishop. So white's got a bit of a thing there. Doing that, getting that light square bishop. Yes. Okay. So maybe this isn't great. Knight b6 and cd. Knight b6 for cd to be able to answer knight d5 with knight d5. So knight b6 on knight f6 is always e5, I suppose. Knight b6 cd, knight d5, knight d5. Okay, I think I'm going for this. So cd here. Protect this guy. knight f5, g4, knight h3. G4, knight h3, bishop h1. Okay, so hitting. Okay, the bishop's hit. a6. Can I just play a6 here? Keep the knight on f5 for a moment. Okay. Queen d7, this doesn't look right. Okay, well, wanted the knight on f5. That's not happening. I don't want to lose the knight on b6. Hang on, that's the key thing. If I played queen c5, takes. Is that terrible? Let's do something with this knight. Knight f5, queen f5. I don't have to take with the pawn now. It's getting this out of the way of queen d4. Right, I can go to f6. Maybe this is okay. If I played e5 here, is that a move? B7. Or d6, okay. Not too many options. So I'm getting pushed back a bit now. Is that really the case? Pinning, just about. Otherwise. think this is a draw now. Well played. Excellent. Well played. Yeah, it was really tough. I found that really tough. Okay. Okay, I think I have to reload this to get the challenge. Okay, knight f6. I'll try the system I meant to play, which was c6, but this is different now again with b3. Okay. Knight a6 and bishop f5. That's very different. Oh, it's very, very different now with knight c3. So queen, okay, queen c7. There's bishop a3. There's rook e8. I hope bishop d6, bishop queen b6. Okay, there's also bishop a6 to think about. And bishop a6 anyway here. Knight g4 might be useful for bishop h6 tactically. Queen g5, knight f6, h3, bishop h6. I think knight g4 is interesting, although maybe it's too tactical. Not sure. Queen g5, knight f6. Okay, the queen goes back there. Can I just do this for a moment? h3, knight h6. Bishop d6, queen b7. So let's see. Knight c5 on doubling the pawns. Is that really dangerous for me? What if I just do this instead to go to d4? This is a standard thing I've seen before. Knight f8 to e6 to d4. Bishop d6. Hell, there's always bishop e5 for queen h6 after. Unless I played rook e5, then takes, I take on c3 after. So bishop d6, queen b7, bishop e5, rook e5, knight e5, bishop e5, queen h6, queen c, bishop c3. I'll play this to get c3. Do I? We're going to find out. c3 is a loose piece. Alright, so I take e5. Oh, the rook's hit anyway. Okay, so unless okay. So bishop g7, knight e6, that sort of thing. There's c5 for bishop d4 of f4. f4, c5, e5. E5 is plausible. Right, so queen c7 here. Rook d6. Rook c8. Oh no, there's rook c6 here. Yeah. Lost some pawns unnecessarily, unfortunately. Let's see. Rook c8, queen takes b6. I'm losing all the pawns. Hang on. Rook takes, bishop takes. Hold on, b6. All right, rook takes b6. Oh no. Knight c5. This is getting a bit weird now. Okay, knight c5. Rook d6. Queen e7. Oh. Okay. Maybe 4. Try and weaken the dark squares anyway for a moment. Actually, what was wrong with queen takes h3 just then? Oh well. Bishop c5 might be interesting. And queen e6. Maybe there's a check and winning a5 though. I'm wanting to get my queen on g3 potentially. I think I've got sufficient blockade at the moment against these pawns. Let's see. Oh. Alright, queen takes e5 here. It's bishop e7. Queen e7. I don't know if that asks for trouble, queen e7. There's no queen d4 chat there. There's g5 check. I think I'll just take that. f2. I've got a runaway pawn here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Tough one. Thanks for the game, Mishat. What's this? Hang on. Have I reload? Okay. Friedel. Okay, looks fairly bog standard at the moment. So F4, for some reason, looks tempting to me. I'm thinking central pawn mobility, mostly. Although my dart squares have been compromised, I guess. If I took and then E5, DE, F5, is that so bad? Knight takes F5. It looks as though I've got some stuff going on the light squares intuitively, despite sacking a pawn here. I don't know if this is crazy or not. Or is it too much? Is it too much? Alright. E6 for queen H5 check. D takes. I'm hoping some light square compensation. For the pawn. My light square bishop without the counterpart. But this bishop E5 is going to be a pain. G4 might be a pain. But with the rook's disconnected for the moment, rook A, E1. Okay, bishop E5, rook A, E1, bishop F4, rook F4, rook E1. And there's bishop D5 here as well. Bishop C6 is to be considered. Bishop D5, there's no queen E2. The bishop stays. Well, why don't I just play. No, the bishop's got a point there. If I play that now, it is protected. Queen F6. What's bishop G5? Queen G5. I think bishop D5 now without any queen E2. Queen F6. Bishop G5. Queen G5. Doesn't do anything. Alright, so let's see this position. B4, just trying to dismantle the structure in the center. This might not be. Okay, this might not be wonderful. I don't know. My queen's a tactical target here. Okay. Just try and think. Okay. E5 looks like a too strong a piece. Bishop G2. Okay, safeguard the king. Bishop G2. Maybe an idea. Bishop H6 for Bishop G5, and this with the king there. Bishop H6. Rook H8. What about just simply bishop G3 for bishop H4 rather than this? Because this pin is annoying. Okay, bishop h6. Okay, get mated. There's rook e2 here. Limited choices. Bishop takes e5. I'm on the f8 as check there. I play the check first. Actually, okay, bishop h2. Maybe bishop h2 for a moment. Takes. Rook e2, queen e2. Oh, okay, rook e4. Bishop d2 is rook c1. So I think rook e4 is forced. Right, so king g2. Is a queen e2 better? Right. Try and safeguard squares. Oh. Oh, that looks pretty doomed now. Okay. I think I'm doomed. Yeah. Oh. It's over. Okay, I think it's over. Well played. Yeah, too much counterplay. Yeah, that was too much for me. Counterplay, too much counterplay. Well played. Okay, I think I might just go to the final screen for the voucher code today. It's 15% off, and for the voucher code Kingscrusher, come and beat me up next time. So yeah, every Sunday 11:30, and I hope it was fun overall. Yeah, and have a good rest of the day, rest of the week. I think that that wraps things up. Just with the extra minute or two, just have a quick look at if there was a defense here. Maybe around about here. Black was winning there. Aha. White was winning here. What? Did I miss something? Bishop g... Oh, don't tell me I missed the tactic. Bishop g5. Was this really the position? Where was this? All right, there was a weakness of the last move. Always good to track the weakness of the last move. f8. So that taps into f8. Okay. Yeah, these are pretty flawed games, really, when you look with the computers. f8. Oh, crikey. I thought with the king in the center there was going to be some stuff. This was too passive, and I think I'm collapsing now just after that. Looks as though I'm really collapsing. Yeah, this rook c2 is such a strong thing. If I'd gone with, I don't think there's too much choices here. No, it's all pretty nasty. Yeah, it's all pretty nasty. So I think I missed the shot, it seems. With, yeah, this weakness in the last move, bishop g5. But yeah, my king was weak as well. So, okay, until next week. Thanks so much.